All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oneflow Academy. We usually host these webinars regularly, and this one has finally arrived, the next edition of it, where we're going to show you some of our recent product updates. And you might recognize some of you might recognize us from the previous sessions. My name is Elias.
And my name is Felicia.
And we are going to be presenting it. So we're both from customer support at Oneflow, so you may have been in touch with us already. And we're excited to show you what we got. So the agenda today looks like this. It's going to be a lot of interesting points that we're going to be going through. And I think some of these features that we have launched and are going to show you have been very highly requested by all of you. So without further ado, a very warm welcome to the webinar, and let's get started.
Okay, and if you would have any questions during the webinar, you can just ask them in our Q&A and we will answer them at the end. But let's start. So the first feature we're going to show you is our new preview feature. Oh, there we go. And we released this feature in December, so you might have seen it already. But if you've missed it, I want to show you where you find it and how it works. So let's start by creating a new document. Okay. And I'm going to add a colleague, let's say Angelica, and I will add her as an organizer, just to show you, because an organizer is invisible to the counterparties. So I will add Angelica here, and then I will also lock this section. So I will click here, allow counterparties to edit field values. That means that my counterparties can now not edit this field, but they can edit these fields. And then let's add my counterparty, like so. Okay, so now I have my document and I want to send it to my counterparty. But before I do that, I want to see what it looks like for my counterparty. And that's when I have this preview feature. So I click on preview. And as you can see here, I have been added as fake counterparty. So this counterparty is not here. It's just to show in the preview. And you can see that my colleague that I added, Angelica, is no longer visible. And here you can also see that the field that I locked is not editable for my counterparty, but these fields are. And I can actually type here, but I can't save the changes that I do since this is a preview. And then you can also change to the mobile view if you want to see what it looks like on mobile for them. And that's basically our preview feature. So it's been highly requested, and I hope you have seen it or that you will try it out and let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah, this is a really cool feature because then you can really get the full grip of how the documents are going to look like when they when your counterparty opens them. Next up is actually going to be fields on PDF. And we're also going to show you a sneak peek of signatures on PDFs that has not been released yet, but we can enable it for you. So we know that a lot of our customers still use PDFs, either because they have to or they simply prefer using PDFs. And we wanted to extend the possibilities to use PDFs in Oneflow. And to do that, we have created this new feature called Fields on PDF. So what this means is that you will be able to place data fields on PDF files directly to be able to have some sort of editing options for the PDF instead of combining HTML and a PDF together. Now these data fields are controlled, or these fields on PDFs are via data fields. So let me go through the process of how this works. we're first gonna head over to Marketplace, and then we're gonna select a template group here. We are going to create a new template group, and let's name it Fields on PDF, just for our demo. And now we enter this template group. And some of you may have worked with data fields before, and some of you may have not. But a template group is sort of the parent container of the data fields. So now that we have this template group, we'll go over to data fields, and we will add our data fields. So in this example that we're going to be using, we're going to add counterparty name. Don't need anything more than this. And then I'm going to add owner name. Now, how do we get these fields on a PDF? Well, let's first go to templates to create a PDF template by clicking here. We will then upload the PDF. So let me just drag the file here. Let me see. There we go. And here we have the PDF. Now, what we need to do here in the template is we first need to save. And then we are going to, we're going to go to the Data Fields tab. And then we're going to select the template group we just created, Fields on PDF. This makes it so that the template group and the fields are available to place on the PDF. Now, as you can see here, this is static, so we can't do anything regularly. But now I want my counterparties to fill in the information here that is missing from the PDF. So I am going to add first owner's name and simply just drag it to the field. I can therefore, after resize it, I can change the font size and the formatting. And yeah, have a lot of really customizable options here. But I'm also going to add the counterparty name here and make it the same size. And click on Save. And this sets up the basic template. So as you know, we are not in a contract version now, but every template or every contract you create from this template will have these fields available. So you can basically send out this PDF that you already have, and counterparties will be able to enter values here, just like a regular field in a Oneflow contract. Now let's take a look before we move on the signatures on PDFs. And you might know that a lot of these PDFs have these signature fields where you have this sign here options. And previously in Oneflow, you've had to sort of keep these signatures fields if in case you didn't remove them from the PDF, and then the signatures would happen digitally in Oneflow. But now we're adding the option to add a signature field. So I can drag it exactly the same. I can add another signature here. And I can also select a participant. So as we don't have any participants right now in this template, these options will be available when you create a contract from the template. And as mentioned, it's not released yet. We can enable it. It will be released soon. What is released is the fields on PDF. And this is a great feature for those of you who still use PDFs for your contracts. And we hope that it will be very helpful. We will also publish it here and see if we can use it. Let's just keep the untitled name for now. And now that when we add a counterparty, let's add the test again. Let's add Sweden. There we go. We can now enter this information here. So I am demo. And then we have Ashley. And now when we go down, we can assign these signatures. So clicking on it simply gives you these options, and this will be my signature, and this will then be Ashley's, so my counterparties. I can now save it. I can send it. We'll just use a template here. And now when I click on sign, you get the standard dialog option of signing that you normally get in Oneflow. But when you click on sign, you will see that it actually appears here. So this will be sort of a handwritten signature that appears, that we generate automatically. If you also want to actually do your own handwritten signature by the mouse directly, you can, of course, just set the signature option, the sign method here, to be handwritten signature. But otherwise, it will appear like this. And that is, fields on PDF and signature on PDF. Super cool features. Hope it's going to be appreciated.
Perfect. Thank you, Elias. So the next feature I want to show you is our flexible signing order. And as you know, signing order is not a new feature, but we have improved it per your requests and made it more flexible. So let's just create a new document again. And I will add some participants. Let's add 2 colleagues. And then a counterparty as well. Oh. Tell the country. Okay. And then let's add 1 more counterparty. Just so you can really see how it works. Okay. So now I have my document. I have all of my participants. And now I go to additional options and enable signing order. So this works just like it used to work. You can still only enable and disable signing order in drafts. And then let's just keep the signing order like this. And then I will send it. So previously in the signing order, once you had sent the document, and as soon as it was published, you can no longer make any changes to the signing order or the participant list. You couldn't add more participants, you couldn't remove anyone or change their order. It was locked. So if you had to, let's say, add someone, you had to create a completely new document. And this is what we have fixed. So you can now add more colleagues and add participants, and also change the order. So maybe I can see that, Angelica is not supposed to be number 2. She's supposed to be number 5. And Felicia is supposed to be number 2. We can do that. And you can also remove participants and add participants. So it's way more flexible now. As long as it's not signed yet, you can make these changes. And as long as the participants have not received it yet. So if I would change Angelica to a number 1, that would mean since we are at number 1 in the order now, she will then receive the document now. So let's change her. And then you can see that her square is now changed to a circle, which means that we can no longer change her order. And so that is how we made the signing order a bit more flexible.
Super. Thank you, Felicia. Moving on to our account roles. So ever since I personally started working at Oneflow, I've heard the same request. How do we extend on the permissions for administrators? How can we grant permissions to users without giving them full access to the administrator role, for example, or the workspace manager? And I am glad to say that for our customers on the enterprise plan, we now have account roles. And to take a look at this, we will head over to admin and then roles. We will create a new role. And as you can see now, we have account or workspace to choose between. So let's do account. Let's name them vacation admin. And now when we take a look at this role, you can see that we have a brand new permission set. So here we have the customizability to sort of make a version of an administrator that doesn't get the full permissions a regular administrator would. So this could be perfect as we just named this role the vacation admin. Say, for example, it's the summer and 90% of the company is on vacation, but you still have those personnel still working, and they're looking for someone to be able to help them with permissions or actions that require higher permissions in Oneflow. Then this sort of situation would benefit a lot from the account roles. So when we click on edit, you can see that we have these different sections, user groups and workspaces, and then we can let them allow editing of roles. We can basically make them a full admin if we grant them all of these. But as the purpose of the account roles is to have a limited admin version. So for a vacation admin, for example, you would maybe want to have a lot of these permissions enabled to be able to assign the workspace permissions and invite and deactivate users. Say, for example, if someone is starting during the summer, then the vacation admin will be able to help, but the vacation admin shouldn't be able to enable new integrations or add-ons or handle anything in billing, for example. Then we just enable these. And yeah, where do we assign these roles, you may ask? Let's just add some basic permissions here. Confirm it. So it's not via users or workspaces, it's actually at account access. And here you can see that we can press grant user access. We'll add it to Claire. And here we have the vacation admin. So as this is an account role, you don't have to select specific permissions. Or specific workspaces, as it's for the entire account. So it's a very straightforward process. And then they will have this admin menu that we have here, but with the limited options that you've selected. So we hope that this will be super beneficial for those of you that will be taking advantage of it.
Perfect. Thank you, Elias. And moving on, I will talk about our new features, inline comments and suggestions. So this is two separate features, but they are located at the same place. So I will show them to you at the same time. So let's create yet another document. And here we go. I will add a colleague. Let's add Claire, and then I will add a counterparty. So what we can do now is that we can both highlight the text somewhere, let's say here, and I can choose to add a comment to this part of the text. And maybe ask, can we change this? And then post it. And since this document is still a draft, that means that the comment that I just posted will be internal. Only me and Claire will see this comment, and our counterparty will never see this comment. And the same goes for suggestions. So let's say that I will highlight this part, and then I want to suggest a change. And I want to change this to something else. And then I post it. And now it looks like this. I can see the previous text here, and then I can see what we want to change it to. Or I can actually just suggest that we delete this part entirely. So with these features, you can now work on the document with your colleagues before you send it. And then if I would want to send it now, it would tell me that I cannot because we have some comments and suggestions to attend to. And then I will show them. And here I can see, okay, we want to suggest this change. Let's say that my colleague actually suggested this and not me, myself. And maybe I can say, no, I don't want this I want to keep this part. But for this, okay, let's change this. Then I click on accept, and then it's changed. And then in the comment, I can either reply to the comment, or I can just save this. Oh, I could not, because I have to save the document before I can save the comment. Okay. And now you can see in the collaborations tab under comments that we don't have any active comments or suggestions. But if I go to result, I will see the ones that we had. And now let's send this document. And once the document has been sent, now all comments or suggestions that I make will be public, so everyone will see them. So if I now add a change here, change like this, now everyone can see this, both my colleagues and my counterparties. Same goes for comments. And if you would try to sign this document now, you would see that we still have suggestions to attend to. So you have to attend to all suggestions and comments before you can first send the document and then sign the document. So I will just see here and I will say, yes, let's do this change. And now once I save, it will be possible for everyone to sign. And you also have under settings, you have the collaboration settings. So here you can choose if you want to have inline comments on or not, or if you want the counterparties to be able to resolve comments, and if you want to have suggestions. So this you can, of course, also manage in the templates so that all documents created from the template has those settings. And we know that it can be hard for your counterparties to know about these features. So we actually recommend that you can add in your message templates, just something for your counterparties that they can also add comments and suggestions to the text, and just a short description on how they use the feature so they know and you can get the most out of this feature.
That's amazing. Now, moving on to internal approval workflow. So this is also one of the top requested features that we have added. I wanted to demonstrate this by creating a new contract. And now that we are in our contract, let's first set it up as a basic contract that we're expecting to use here. We're going to add our test participant. And let's say we're going to add, let's keep Angelica here as well. So previously, you've had the option of, if you want someone to sign first, you have the options of signing order. And many of you have considered that to be sort of the person that has to approve the document, and therefore they need to be the first in the signing order. But we haven't had any sort of specific approval role until now. Now, Angelica here, for example, she is supposed to approve this document. She's not supposed to be part of the signing. Yeah, the signatories basically, but I just want her to confirm everything looks all right. So let's first remove her so I can show you how it looks from the start. If we want to add Angelica as an approver, there is now a new role here called internal approver. Clicking on it will show you that Angelica is added as an internal approver, and she also has this little number next to her. What this means is that you can add actually multiple approvers to your documents, and you can set in which order they should be approved in. So maybe this could be different departments that are coming in to approve the document. And if we take a look at preview, you can see that none of these approvers are actually in the document for the counterparty. So they will be invisible. They will only be on your side, basically, of the contract. Now, when we do send this for approval, we have these options to send invitation to sign automatically after approval if I wanted to go out to our counterparties directly after. When we check this, we have this option to select our message template. And this is what we will be sent to the counterparty when both of these users have approved. But for easy sake here, let's just skip that for now and send this for approval. And now you get this new nice animation that we're sending it for approval. And if we go back now to take a look, you can see that also the Angelica's little square changed to a circle that Felicia mentioned earlier, and that's because she has now received a document to approve it. If we go back to our documents here, you can see that it has a new status called approval pending. And we can also filter on it here. And we have a brand new filter section to see which are awaiting approval or not there. And that pretty much covers the internal approval workflow. We hope that you're going to really enjoy that because it's a huge change in our document workflows. Now, I'm actually going to jump straight into a new document because I'm going to be highlighting just a little small feature, but surely appreciated. Say you have been working in a template and you've added so many fields that are specific to a participant in the contract. But say, for example, there are 3 participants that you need to have the exact same fields for. Previously, you've had to sort of, create a new section, add forms, and then you had to add all of this again and again. That's not the case anymore. Now, when we click on the cogwheel, you will see we have the duplicate section. So now you can simply copy all of it to make your work a lot faster. And I know for a fact that this is very appreciated by myself as well, because I've it's been taking some time to, do everything twice. And the same goes for basically almost every section here. That's the duplicate section. And next up, we're going to actually jump into subdomain, a custom subdomain. So that is one of our new features that we also have for our enterprise customers or as an upgrade option. And what this is basically is another highly requested feature. I know I've been saying it a lot, but this webinar has a lot of these in it, luckily. And what this means is that you will be able to send the documents directly from your company's own domain instead of Oneflow's default address. And this doesn't mean that you'll handle the sending. So all of the email transactions will still be handled by Oneflow back and forth. But instead of the emails that appear in your counterparty's inboxes, it will be that they will be coming from your own domain. And this helps you to maintain brand consistency, appear more professional, and build trust, since your recipients can clearly see the emails coming from your organization. And we, of course, support security standards like SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. And this could be a huge thing for those of you who really want to maintain the contract process within your documents. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so the next feature is a feature that I am super excited about, and that is our new trash can. We actually released it yesterday, so you might have seen it, but it's very, very new. And let me show you. So if you go to Documents, you will see that we now have our trash here. So here you will be able to see all the documents that have been deleted in this workspace that I'm in now within the last 30 days. So after 30 days, all your documents are permanently deleted. But now you have them here. You can see what status they had, their name, when they were created and trashed and by who, and some details about the documents. But what you can also do is you can click here and you can actually restore the document. So previously you had to contact us at support and ask us to restore your document. And you also needed to remember the ID of the document for us to be able to restore it. But now you can do this yourself. So that is very nice. And to restore a document and delete document, you just need to have the same permission. So the restore permission has been added to the delete permission in your role. If you can delete documents, you can also restore them. But then we also have this option, which is to empty trash. And that requires a higher permission, because this will then delete all of these documents permanently. You will not be able to restore them or find them again. And to be able to do that, you need to have either a workspace permission, workspace role with permission to empty trash, or an account role with permission to empty trash. And let me just show you what you do. So it's just like before. You click here, and now this will say move to trash instead of delete like it did before. And you can also mark several documents and move them to trash at the same time. Or you can choose select all, and that will select all of the documents on this page. So if you have more pages, you have to do it for all pages.
It's also a cool new feature that we can mention, that we released a bulk select here.
Yeah, that's also new, actually. So
should I say highly requested?
Also highly requested. So you can move them to trash, but you can also bulk move now. So that was also released yesterday, which means that I can move all of my documents to another workspace or a folder at the same time. I don't have to do it one by one anymore. So that's very nice. And I also just want to say that if you have access to multiple workspaces and you want to, maybe you have deleted a document and you don't know in which workspace, then you can go to our global search, because in global search, you will see all of the documents that you have access to, regardless of their workspace location. And you will also have a trash here that works the same. So here you will see all of the trash documents that you have access to, regardless of their workspace. So yeah, that's our trash function.
Very, very cool. Now let's jump back into our integrations. So we're gonna head over to the marketplace, and I am gonna talk a little bit about one of our new integrations and one of our extensions to an integration that we have already. Let's actually start with Slack. So Slack is a communication service that a lot of companies use to talk to each other, basically, and have a lot of information stored as well in there. And we thought, why not get an integration going with Slack to be able to send you the Oneflow notifications directly and keep basically your whole team updated if you choose to do so via these notifications. So what this integration gives you is fully customizable notifications, and you then are in complete control. You choose exactly which updates get posted and exactly how much detail you want to show. And you can also share Oneflow contract links in Slack. What this means is we have added support for rich previews, which will give you basically a helpful preview to provide key details like contract status or participant information. And of course, you can customize these previews to make sure your team sees exactly what they need at a quick glance. So do try the Slack integration if you haven't already. It's super beneficial for those of you who are spending a lot of time in Slack. Moving on to the next extension, I would say, but it's kind of a big thing. It's HubSpot workflows. So for all of our HubSpot users on the enterprise plan, you may have already noticed this, but we have enhanced our work towards HubSpot with the HubSpot workflows integration. So what this upgrade does is that it streamlines your CRM processes and enables you to automate key contract related actions directly within your HubSpot environment. You can now effortlessly trigger actions like contact creation, for example, when a marketing form is submitted, or automatically generate and send contracts whenever a deal reaches a particular stage. So the integration maps relevant data fields and line items in HubSpot will populate directly into your Oneflow contracts, basically simplifying the entire contracting process. This workflow enhancement also allows easy access to contract details, efficient participant management, and a quick retrieval of contracts tied to a specific HubSpot event or objects. So it's a super powerful tool, and we hope that our HubSpot users will be able to take advantage of this. Yeah, and actually, that about sums up our presentation for today. So we are now going to answer some of the Q&As. And we first of all, for those of you leaving now, thank you so much for attending.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's see. Just gonna see, because we have a lot of questions in the chat and also in the Q&A. Can you help me?
Yeah. All right. Should we take? I can start with the.
Yeah, we can start with the chat.
Yeah, we'll start with the chat here. So Sarah asks why. This was when we were presenting the PDF there. Why would you do this versus creating a template with data fields? So as I mentioned there when I started, it's that a lot of companies are either bound to use PDF contracts or just prefer to use PDF contracts in their contract flow, and that could be dependent on multiple factors, such as a contract going through multiple departments before it actually arrives in Oneflow, and that's what we really want to support the process there.
Yeah. Do you want to take the next one? It's from the same person and about
exactly. So if one works from Salesforce, the document will not be connected in this workflow, or am I missing something?
You can use I'm not sure if I understand the question correctly, but you can use the template groups for integrations as well. So Elias showed how you create your own template group, but if you have an integration, you can use that template group in the fields on PDF as well.
Yeah, and we will probably extend our Help Center article regarding using this with integrations as well, to give you the full extent of that.
Can you also add data fields without creating a template for it? And no, the data fields tab is only available in the template view. So you need to have a template to add data fields.
Is there a way to also use the signature field to ask the participants to sign with their initials on each page? No, that's not possible now. So the signature box can only be used once currently, but I understand the request and we can bring it forward to our product team.
Is this function with the signature blocks only workable if we work with a PDF template, or is it available if you upload a new PDF contract? No, it's also available if you upload a new. So if you create blank and you just upload a PDF document without an actual template, you can also use the PDFs fields signatures on PDFs.
Yeah. Can you assign data fields to specific parties, or have the counterparty enter their address in one specific field? So the data fields, they work exactly the same sort of as form fields, and that means that you can't assign them to a specific party. It's only currently the signature fields that can be assigned, if you were seeing that. So I know this is also a highly requested thing. We can bring the feedback forward.
But you can turn it off for the counterparties.
Exactly.
So you can have fields that you say that they cannot edit.
Yeah, and that's one of the customization options, of course.
Could you also update their participant contact details? I think that this is a question we got when I showed the flexible signing order. And yes, you can also update the participants' contact details during as long as it's pending and it's not signed yet.
Can a user's answer in data field populate different next fields? So that would be, sorry, if you're talking about form fields, I wouldn't say that this is possible. If you want to fill in values in a text section, you can of course map the data field to multiple different parts in a text section. But if you're using form fields, you can, if you map the form field to, or if you map the data field to a form, that is where the source sort of will be.
Okay. Most Oneflow users already have signed PDFs, for example, NDAs that we want to import. Is it now possible to automatically analyze the docs and identify counterparties, duration, contact details, etc.? No, unfortunately not. So you still have to add the counterparties and the duration. But I know that our AI team has looked into this, and maybe it's something that we can implement in the future. But it's not something that I can promise or say when.
Can counterparts also suggest changes that need to be accepted or rejected before signing? So yes, this is an option. It will be flexible to use between internal and external participants.
Yes. Is it possible to send to multiple approvers at the same time? And yes. So when you add multiple approvers, they will automatically get number 1 and then 2 and 3 and so on. And then that's the order. But you can change it so that everyone has number 1. And if everyone has number 1, they will all receive it at the same time.
Can you add approval role to a counterparty? It's coming. We are close to having a feature related to that, but not with this current release. It's on the way, basically.
Yes. Can an internal approver use the chat function, and will it be visible for the counterpart? Good question. I think that they can use the collaborations tab, that they can write suggestions.
I think
and,
so too. Yeah.
Would be weird if they couldn't.
Yeah.
And then since when you have sent the document for approval, it's still a draft. So it will be a draft until it's fully approved. So that means that the counterparties will not be able to see any comments or suggestions that happens during the approving time.
Yeah. Do you support multiple domains, for example, different domain for different workspace? So currently this custom subdomain feature is account wide, and there's no further customizability there for different workspaces. But it's an interesting idea that we'll bring forward, of course.
Will we have the recording? Yes, everyone who registered for the webinar will receive the recording. I think maybe in 2 days or something.
Yeah, it's going to be really quick.
Yeah, perfect.
What is the pricing for custom email domain? So currently it's at our enterprise plan, available there. I will have to check up the specific pricing if it's available as an add-on, but it's very, very new, and I will have to get back to you regarding that, Jan.
Who can change the custom email domain? So that is something that you have to contact us for. So an administrator on the account has to contact us, and we will help set this up.
Can we customize the days in trash before getting deleted permanently? No, that's not an option right now. Of course, you still have the data retention rules you can set up, but they don't relate directly to the trash feature. This might come later on, but right now it's a fixed date of 30 days.
Okay, if I have the wrong email to the counterpart, I will like a delivery status notification. Is it possible? So if you send the document to an email address that doesn't exist, you should get a warning and an email saying that it doesn't exist and that it's not been delivered. So you should already get this, hopefully.
And what about integration to Monday.com? We can't really discuss that right now since it's not related to this webinar, but do feel free to get in touch with us at support@oneflow.com, and we'll help you further there.
Can we move all documents from one place to another workspace? No, as of now, that is not possible. You can only select a page at a time, so 20 documents at the time. But when we release this, I know that we also asked our developers about it. So that might be something that we have in the feature, but as of now, you can only move 20 documents at a time.
What access level do you need to view the marketplace? So right now, it's that you either have to be an administrator, Or as we showed you with account roles, that you have one of these account roles assigned to you with permission to view the marketplace.
Okay, let's see. If we create an agreement, can we set it up so that if the counterparty answers yes, the process continues, and if they answer no, it automatically moves to the next question? I guess this could be with section rules. Could that be? Do I understand the question
Let me
right?
see. Let me read it as well.
Because you can set up section rules to your document. So
Oh yeah, exactly.
yeah, so that you can choose that if they enter this here, then this section will be visible, but if they enter no, then this section will not be visible. So yeah, with section rules, you should be.
Yeah, someone we missed the question there. Can we
Sorry.
deactivate notification expiration for all users as an admin? So the deactivate notification.
For other users.
Could you can't control the notification preferences for other users. This is their own individual profile settings.
Yeah.
So as of now, it's not possible now.
Okay. Let's go to the Q&A instead and see if we have.
Yeah, exactly. So going to the Q&A, we have the first one, which is the content menu only available on PDF templates? No, it's going to be available on all documents. It's going to be one of the new ways to add sections basically to our documents instead of looking for the plus sign.
But as of now, the signatures is only available on PDFs. So you cannot add the signatures fields on an HTML template, only on PDF templates. Is it possible to sign digitally in combination with the handwritten signature? Do you understand that question?
So digitally with certificates in combination with the handwritten signature.
I'm not sure that I understand the question from Christian. Is it possible to sign digitally with certificates in combination with the handwritten signature?
Do you mean that you need two different signature options here, or I mean you can't answer right here, but I think we need more elaboration on that question.
If it's related to the signatures on PDF, you can use all of our signing methods for that. So maybe that answers it. We have asked many times for a contract term of 1 + 1 year. First year fixed, second year starts automatically. If not, cancel. And this is for the life cycle. They want to have more duration options for the life cycle. And as of now, we only have the 4 duration options that you can see in the duration box. But we know that we have requests for other duration options, and we hope to be able to implement that in the future.
Yeah. Does custom email domain support multiple domains? So yeah, that's what we went through actually from the chat question. Currently only one specific subdomain per account. So no further customization right there as of now.
In the user access section, can we set limits to ordinary users not to allow deleting documents, but mark documents to be deleted?
Oh, like a flag sort of that this needs to be deleted. There's not one of those options right now. What you can do as a workaround is that if you allow users to tag documents, you can of course create a new tag that can be called mark as or to be deleted, for example. And this you can filter on, of course, in your workspaces.
Yes. In addition to handwritten, can I sign with bank ID as well? No, you cannot sign with both handwritten and bank ID. So you can only sign with one of them. But if you have the signatures on PDF feature, you can sign with bank ID, but then you will have a visible computer typed signature on the PDF.
Exactly.
Let's maybe go back to the chat and see if we
go back
have.
to the chat. Yeah, we have. When will all new functions be available?
So all of the features that we have talked about today are already released, except for the signatures on PDF that will be released very soon. But if you would like to try it now, you can also contact us at support@oneflow.com and we can enable it for you.
Yeah. And someone asked, is it in your future plans regarding the notification preferences? We know that it has been requested before for admins to be able to customize their users' notification preferences. We don't have any update on that right now to share, but the question is in our product department, so they are aware of it, the request.
And I think we now have answered all of your questions, actually.
Yeah.
So we will stay for just a couple of more minutes if you have anything else. And if not, we wish you a wonderful day.
Yeah, and thank you all for attending.
Okay, so we had another question. Where will the details about signing, date, user signed, etc., be shown when using the signature field? So in the actual signature field that you place yourself, you will only see the computer typed signature, but then you will still have the added signature page with all of the additional information. So I hope that answers your questions.
We will stick around for 2 more minutes in case there are any new questions. All right, we'll now wrap this up as the questions seem to have stopped. So thank you once again, everyone, and hope to see you next time. Have a great day.
Thank you.